Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am expressing a story about what am I saying? I'm telling a story about how getting into a car accident was actually a good thing. People think that's really weird, so they want to hear the story. Essentially, it all started with car number 3. Actually, no, car number 2. After my first car that was giving me a lot of issues, when I traded that in, I went for a lease, which car number 2, which was a Honda Accord. That was the first car I ever leased. I think I was paying like $285 a month for. It was a nice car. I didn't need to trade it in halfway through the lease, but I did because I was stupid, and Silk downtown had just opened up, and it was the middle of summer, so I was making a lot of money because, when things first open, money's rolling in. Regardless, I was like, whatever, I can afford $600 a month. Well, $642 a month for the car that I got. I traded in my 2017 Honda Accord for a 2018 Honda Civic hatchback. It was a EX, and it was really dumb. What happened was I went to the dealership with a friend, where she was getting her first car because she just had gotten her license and she just started dancing too. So she was like, well, I need a car. So I took her to the dealership and I was excited for her to get a new car. And the guy suckered me into buying one as well, which was really dumb. And they screwed me over heavy, like super heavy. A part of the reason why I was paying so much was because, one, I traded in a lease halfway through, but paying $642 a month for a Honda Civic, it's pretty ridiculous. People pay that for Range Rovers. So when I did that dumb move, I'm halfway through this lease, and this year, which is 2020, 30 minutes after the ball drops and after, I'm driving to work because I stayed at home until, till the ball dropped, I guess, and had a New Year's kiss with my gay roommate, which is so funny. So went to work right after that because I heard that it wasn't going to be busy till probably a little bit later than that. I had a friend over, so we both leave, like she works with me. We both leave for work at the same time, but I think we went different ways. But mind you, I'm a little bit ahead of her because I'm used to driving that and I knew how to get there. I don't know. We went different ways. Regardless, I'm getting off the freeway. She's literally I literally have talk to text on my car. If you have a Honda Civic, you know that the newer ones have that feature where you can have your car read you off your texts. Other cars have this. It's a very common feature. It's like the Apple CarPlay, whatever. So regardless, my car is literally reading to me. Fuck my life. I just got pulled over. So she thought she was screwed because she was speeding or something like that. And as the car is reading, fuck my life, I just got pulled over, someone runs a red light and T-bones me and totals my car. So at first that was really scary because I remember being in the middle of the intersection and getting out of my car. She almost tricked me into thinking that I ran the red light. Don't let someone do that to you. Even if you think if you're not sure, but if you know you ran a red light, if you know you're in the wrong, don't try and say you're not in the wrong. But if you don't know, don't out yourself. This person tried to trick me into telling the police that I ran the red light. So I literally told the police, I was like, I don't know what happened. I was almost positive I ran a green light. I'm not sure though. So regardless, I remember getting out of my car right after this happened because my car said something to me after the fact that it just stopped reading off her text, and it was emergency or something like that. Get out of the car. When your airbags go off and releases that dust. I had never been in an accident where a car was totaled. So I remember when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, my car's gonna blow up. I was freaking out. So we I get out of my car and I look at her and I'm like, why did you run a red light? And she goes, I didn't, you did. And she had a second passenger. So I was kind of like, oh man, like maybe I did, because, you know, I had touched my car to do the thing to read off the text. So, you know, I looked down for a moment to, you know, hit those buttons. And so I wasn't sure. I was a little freaked out. Like, my hands were shaking. Thank God I wasn't hurt and she wasn't hurt. Nobody was hurt. The speed limit like was 35, but I actually know exactly like how she might have thought she ran a green light. You know those stoplights that literally like are 1 block away from each other for some reason? She had one of those. So she probably saw the second one was green and that the first one was the red. I don't know. Sometimes it's like confusing when you see that, but when they're that close together, I hate when lights are like that, because sometimes I have to squint, because when it's late at night, all you see is the colors. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate what's closer and what's far away. But anyways, yeah, I remember she told me that it was my fault. So I started apologizing right away. And so she was like, what do we do? I'm like, well, I'm calling the police. Like, so I'm on the phone calling 911. I was like, I just got in an accident. Nobody's hurt. Gave her the location. The police comes. And I'm apologizing right away after the fact that she tells me it's my fault. So I'm like, she's like, can I have your insurance information? So I'm like, yeah, sure. And I was like, but can I also get yours? Because, I don't know, just exchanging information, I guess. So my friend, I text her back right after, I'm like, my car's totaled, I just got in an accident. And so she comes, and I remember having to pee the whole time. So I'm like sitting there like holding it in like crazy. And I was shaking and I had really bad anxiety where I like was like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke. And when I got to work, I couldn't even like drink because I was so shooken up. But essentially, the reason why it is a good thing that that car got totaled is because I was paying way too much for that car. I purchased another car that is way better, and it's actually costing me less a month. I'm paying $622 a month now, so I'm saving a whopping $20. But I got this car because I had really bad road anxiety for a while. So I got a Volvo, which I heard were the safest cars you can get. But I'm paying less for this Volvo, and I'm paying $30 a month on top of like, it's included with the 620, but I am paying for like having things covered, like just like small wear and tear, new tires, new keys, if something cracks the windshield. So all of that would be covered for free, because I purchased this car, or I'm financing it rather than leasing, because, you know, after all that leasing thing happened, like, I didn't want to trade in a car and get another one. Because I remember I owed, after the gap insurance, the insurance sent Honda a $17,000 check or whatever, and then they said I still owed $4,000, but with the gap insurance, it was $1,800. And this is where it gets really annoying. So they're charging me $720 for the seats being, you know, damaged or whatever. But it was only like, the only thing that was damaged on the seats was that there were stains. But which I know that when I had my car, like I had a detail appointment for my car 3 days later. That was what was so annoying, because detailing costs $125. I've gotten stains out of my car before, because the only reason why there's mud stains is because I take you to the dog park. I'm gonna whisper that. So that was really annoying. And so I don't know why they were like, I literally was on the phone with them. I was like, how are you charging me $720 for my seats? Either way, all said and done, I paid the $1,800 that I owed after the fact with the gap insurance. And I put $6,000 down on a new car, because I remember like not knowing for 2 weeks that if my car was totaled, and not knowing that like if it was my fault. So I was working every single day after this. I worked 15 days in a row just because I didn't know if I was gonna have to pay a $500. No, it was a $1,000 deductible because I have like, I chose that deductible. I don't know why, because I'm never usually at fault for anything. So I figure whatever. But then I had ended up having to pay the $1,000 deductible to even use my gap insurance. So that was really annoying. But they took that, I think they took that into account with the 17,000. I don't know. Either way, it was paid for. I don't know. And now I'm paying less for a better car that I own rather than leasing. And that is the story. It came up to being a lengthy one. And Kiba's not allowed in a new car, so we got to get another beater car so you can go in the back so we can go to the dog park. Right? Right. Thank you guys for listening to this story, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day in quarantine.